Good evening and welcome to Sinsheimer Stadium for another round of SLO Blues baseball. Tonight, Game 2 between your San Luis Obispo Blues and the visiting Humboldt Crabs. Last night's game was a thriller from Sinsheimer. Humboldt led the majority of the way before Justin Trimble launched a 407-foot home run to bring the Blues within one in the 8th inning. In the 9th, SLO got the tying run on base before the Crabs closed things out with an emphatic strikeout of Jacob Ruley. Things got a little bit testy after play ended as both dugouts cleared, but everyone went home without a scratch. With a revenge on the brain, the Blues will have a debut on the mound. Cal Poly right-hander Ryan Baum is making his first start here in 2023, and he will be matched by Crabs ace Cameron Sasso. Can the Blues bounce back and force a rubber match tomorrow, or will the Crabs keep the ball rolling? Find out next as we get underway on the SLO Blues Network. I'm Jack Smith with you, as always, from the SLO Blues Streaming Network broadcast booth here at Sinsheimer Stadium, the second of a 9-game homestand for the Blues, and they're riding their longest losing streak of the summer. The Blues have dropped the last 3 games all this week, a 2-game sweep at the hands of Arroyo Seco earlier this week, and they lost Game 1 yesterday to the Crabs. Trying to get back to their winning ways. This is a team in non-league play that never lost consecutive games. Here they are with a 3-game losing streak, and they're trying to figure out a way to get out of it. One way might be, at the end of the game yesterday, the Crabs gave the Blues a little bit of reason to be chippy. There were words exchanged after the final out. The tension's a little bit high here at Sinsheimer Stadium, and the Blues are really locked in. Maybe exactly what they needed here to come away with a win in this series. We're going to take a quick break and then come back with First Pitch and National Anthem on the way on the SLO Blues Streaming Network. We've got First Pitch coming up on the SLO Blues Streaming Network. Lineup announcements and National Anthem on the way. We'll let you take a listen.
Now the starting lineup for the Humboldt Crabs. Leading off will be the number 1, Michael McKiernan, followed by number 9, Jackson Giacone. Then it's number 4, Luke Reese. Batting 4th, number 22, Griffin Meyer. Batting 5th will be number 28, Javier Felix. Batting 6th, number 8, Andrew Crane. He'll be followed by number 17, Luke Brown. Then it's number 10, Cabana Soros. Batting 9th, number 3, Mason Hirata. And the starting pitcher this afternoon for the Crabs is Cameron Sasso. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineup for your San Luis Obispo Blues. Leading off, playing center field, number 2, Nin Burns II. start with number 24, Theo Hardy. And the cleanup batter for the Blues, number 17, Justin Trimble. Batting fifth for the Blues today, number 19, Ken Constantine. And it's number 10, Matt Spear. Batting seventh, number 12, T.J. Adams. Then it's number 27, Cade O'Hara. And batting ninth for the Blues, wearing number 50, Darius Price. Starting pitcher today for the Blues, wearing number 11 from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, it's Ryan Baum. Blues are led by Dean Trainer. They're assisted by Steve Colley, Brian Trainer, Rene Regalado, and Max Lober. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we would ask you to kindly stand as Christy Rogan-Ward sings our national anthem. Christy?
Oh, sing, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang loud, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Beautiful rendition of the national anthem by Christy Rogan-Ward, and we're off here at Sinsheimer Stadium. Here's the lineup for the Humboldt Crabs visiting Game 2 of this three-game series. It starts in the same spot as yesterday. Mike McKernan, the center fielder from Fresno State, leads things off. Jackson Giacone, the DH from Cal State Fullerton, bats second. Luke Reese playing second base today after playing short yesterday. He bats third from CSU San Marcos. In the cleanup spot, Griffin Myers moves from catcher to first. The Washington State product hits fourth. Javier Felix, third baseman from CSUN, in the 5 spot. Andrew Crane, the right fielder from Chico State, bats sixth. And the bottom third, it's Luke Brown, the left fielder from CSU East Bay. Kavana Soros, the catcher from Nevada, and then another Nevada Wolfpack, Mason Harada, the shortstop, bats ninth. On the mound for the San Luis Obispo Blues, we mentioned it earlier, a debut as Cal Poly slow right-hander Ryan Baum makes his first appearance for the Blues here in 2023. Baum, 6 foot, 480-pound right-hander, redshirt senior at Cal Poly, had a 3.86 earned run average for the Mustangs this past year in 53.2 innings pitched. It was his first season at Cal Poly. Here he's in his second season with the Blues. Last year, pretty dominant stuff from Ryan Baum, a 1.63 earned run average with 25 strikeouts on the summer. Well, we mentioned that things might be chippy today between these two teams, and if you need evidence of that, Dean Trainer, the manager for the Blues, has already been ejected from this game. At the lineup card exchange, Trainer was tossed, which means the Blues are operating without their manager in Game 2 of this three-game series. The Blues issues with the Crabs after yesterday's game and issues with the umpiring with a big call at second base that you could say for the Blues maybe decided the outcome of the game late in Game 1 of this contest. But so the Blues a man down in the dugout. Maybe that fires up this Blues squad. They feel like they've needed a little bit of a kick in the butt lately, at least. The three-game losing streak being their longest of the season. Maybe an inspirational move from Dean Trainer at the helm. But Ryan Baum continues his warm-up pitches. We're about ready for the first inning here at Sinsheimer Stadium. Another great crowd pouring in San Luis Obispo. So with that, Matt Spear throws it down, and we're ready for baseball here on the SLO Blues streaming network. Mike McKernan, Jackson Giacone, and Luke Reese due up to lead things off for the Crabs here in the first inning. Crabs scored in 4 of the first 5 innings yesterday, including a run in the first. And Ryan Baum, who's working his first inning for SLO here today, wants to keep the Blues in front early and not allow the Crabs to get on the board. So McKernan in the right-hand batter's box as Baum works from the windup. He kicks and deals. And McKernan takes a fastball outside. 1 ball and no strikes. First pitch, a couple minutes late, 4:08 p.m. Another beautiful day here in San Luis Obispo. Baum kicks and deals. And McKernan flies it towards first base in foul territory. Justin Trimble camps under it and makes the one-handed catch. That's how this game gets started. So with 1 out, here's the defense for your San Luis Obispo Blues. In the outfield from left to right, Giovanni Blanchette, Nin Burns, and TJ Adams. Right side of the infield is Trimble and Price. Left side, O'Hara and Hardy. Cam Constantine DHs, and Matt Spear is behind the plate catching Ryan Baum. So with 1 away, the batter is the left-handed hitter Jackson Giacone, making his debut in this series. The left-hander takes a fastball on the inside corner, strike 1 called. So McKernan pops out. Here's Giacone hitting 154 this summer for the Crabs with 3 runs batted in. Baum delivers, and Giacone takes a changeup, strike 2 called. Quickly a no-ball, 2-strike count. Giacone, designated hitter from Cal State Fullerton, 5'11", 185-pound left-hand hitter. Baum with the 0-2. And that's way high, back to the backstop. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Giacone didn't see any action in his first season at Fullerton, but was all-county in both baseball and basketball at Eureka High School. Career .410 hitter on the diamond. Long pause from Baum. The 1-2. Check swing. Did he go around? Yes! Strikeout number 1 in 2023 for Ryan Baum, and that's the second out here in the first. It was a breaking pitch down low, and Giacone couldn't hold up. And just like that, first 2 outs here in the first. Here's Luke Reese. Reese comes into this game hitting .448. 10 runs batted in for the second baseman from CSU San Marcos. Played short yesterday and second today. And he takes a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes. Reese had a rather productive day at the plate. A single and a sac fly. Scored a run, knocked 1 in as well. 1-0. And Reese lines it foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Baum, big, tall right-hander. Throws a couple different kinds of fastballs. You'll see the 4-seam and the 2-seam. Had a great Blues season last year and ended up back in San Luis Obispo again. He deals the curveball, and it's tapped foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Reese, 5'11", 160-pound infielder, has hit well above 300 in both of his playing seasons at Cal State San Marcos. Last season, a .341 average across 40 games played. Baum a strike away from a 1-2-3 first. He deals, and Reese swings and misses at the curveball. 2 strikeouts in the first as Spear gets up, throws down to Trimble, and that ends the inning. 2 Ks for Baum, and the Blues are coming up in the bottom of the first. Here's how the Blues line things up as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Nin Burns the second, leading off for the third straight game, playing center field as always. Giovanni Blanchette, the left fielder, hits second. Theo Hardy, the reigning CCL South hitter of the week, bats third and plays third base for the first time for the Blues. Justin Trimble, after his home run yesterday, gets moved up to the cleanup spot, the first baseman from UCSB. Cam Constantine, the DH from UT Austin, hits fifth. Matt Spear, back behind the dish, the catcher from San Jose State, is in the sixth spot. It's TJ Adams, the right fielder from Arizona, who hits seventh. And eighth and ninth, it's O'Hara, the shortstop from Texas, and Darius Price, the second baseman from Cal Poly Pomona. On the mound for the Humboldt Crabs, it's been their ace so far this year. Cameron Sasso, 6 foot, 185-pound right-hander from Folsom Lake College, has a .94 earned run average so far in 19 innings pitched so far for the Crabs, 15 strikeouts. That innings pitch number leads the team for Humboldt, and he gets another start here against the San Luis Obispo Blues, who worked a 1-2-3 top of the first and now come up trying to take the first lead of this game. So Nin Burns to lead things off. Then it's Blanchette and Hardy here in the first. After the 1-2-3 inning from Baum, Sasso takes the hill, trying to match the Cal Poly right-hander, and he stares in another Cal Poly player. This time Pomona. Nin Burns the second. The Blues lead off center fielder. Burns swings to the first pitch. Laces it down the right field line, and he touches the first base bag. On his way to second, it's a leadoff double on the first pitch of the game. Oh, Nin Burns gets on base, and he does it in a big way. That's an easy liner down the right field line, and right on cue, he's on base against Sasso here in the first inning. Burns came into this game hitting .217 on the summer, but now he's at second. Another extra base hit for the Blues, who had a handful yesterday. Now here's Giovanni Blanchette. If he can pick up a hit, the Blues could take an early lead in this game. Blanchette hitting .333 with 3 runs batted in so far this summer. Sasso working from the stretch. Looks in, kicks and deals. And Blanchette lines it foul. No balls and 1 strike. The Blues are hacking early. It seems to be a killer's mindset today for San Luis Obispo. Wearing the pinstripes again. And they're out for blood in Game 2 of this 3-game series. 0-1 to the left fielder. And Blanchette swings and misses. That's the changeup. No balls and 2 strikes. Blanchette recently entered the transfer portal after St. Mary's, where he was, fired their coach. He's looking for a new school. He's hitting 2 for the Blues today. Strikeout spot for Sasso. See what he goes to 0-2. He aims and fires, and Blanchette pops it foul down the first base line out of play. Blanchette has at least 1 hit in each game he's started since coming back from injury. Did pinch hit the other day against Arroyo Seco, but in the 3 games since coming back from that shoulder injury, he's picked up 5 hits, including a 3 RBI double against the Riptide. 0-2. Burns takes off for third. The swing and a foul back to the screen. Burns had the base swiped with how good of a jump he got off Sasso, but Blanchette had to stay alive. It's still no balls and 2 strikes. So Burns takes the walk back to the second base bag. We know he's one to steal. He has 9 stolen bases so far this summer. See if he goes again. No balls, 2 strikes. Sasso from the stretch. He kicks and deals. And Blanchette strikes out swinging. So the first K from Sasso is the first out here in the first. Just like that, there's 1 away. With the strikeout, 1 out, here comes Theo Hardy, the third baseman from San Jose State. He's been balling for the Blues. 500 average for the Spartan. 4 runs batted in. And last week he was tabbed the CCL South Hitter of the Week for his performance against the Conejo Oaks and the Orange County Riptide. Big highlight there was the 5-for-5 day in Game 1 against OC. So fresh count with 1 out. Burns gets his leadoff second. Sasso looks there, now comes home. And Hardy takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Hardy, All Mountain West first team this past season at San Jose State. .329 average across 58 games. Led the team in batting average and on base percentage. Burns dances again. Sasso looks back, delivers, and Hardy flies it down the left field line, and it's out of play. We saw the wind yesterday carry everything that way, even deeper into the yard. Similar wind today, as you see the flag out in center field is just whipping towards left field. So it could be another game where if you see something lifted to left, it might go a little further than you think off the bat. But Hardy now just has to worry about putting it in play. Shortens up, no balls and 2 strikes. Sasso averages under a K an inning so far for the Crabs, looking for his second here in the first. He delivers 0-2, and Hardy fouls it straight back. Still no balls and 2 strikes. Theo Hardy, switch hitter, batting left-handed, 6'1", 185-pound infielder from SJSU. A big reason why the Spartans were able to win the Mountain West and head to the NCAA tournament. Here's the 0-2. And Hardy rolls it on the ground towards first. It comes up on Myers, but he collects it clean, takes it to the bag himself for the second out. Burns moves to third, but with 2 outs, Sasso's okay with that. Here's Justin Trimble looking to drive in the run. Justin Trimble struck for his first hit of the season yesterday, and it was a long one. 407-foot home run to center. He hit it 101 miles an hour off the bat. It looked like a low-line drive when it came off the wood, but it just never stopped carrying. Eventually cleared the fence to bring the game within 1 back in the 8th inning. Sasso delivers, and Trimble takes a strike on the outside corner. Trimble picked up 3 runs batted in, made it a 6-2 game into a 6-5 game, where the Blues couldn't come back that one more run. And now Trimble a chance to put the Blues on top for the first time in this series. Sasso fakes a pick to second, no throw. Burns is at third. He doubled to lead off the inning. Since then, a K by Blanchette, and Hardy grounded out to first. Here's the 0-1. And Trimble laces a grounder to second, and it bounces off of Reese into right field. Well, the Blues get a gift as Reese boots the ball. It's an error for the second baseman for the Crabs, and the Blues are up 1-0. Trimble hit it hard, but that's a play Reese should make. It was a 2-hopper to second, and he just olayed it. It bounced into right field, and the Blues have a lead, their first of the series. So now it's a home debut for Cam Constantine. Blues up by 1 on the error by the second baseman, Reese. And the pitch, Constantine fouls it off. No balls and 1 strike on the designated hitter from UT Austin, who went 1 for 4 in his debut. That came against the Saints in Pasadena. Also had a run batted in. So the Blues have a lead here in the first. They want more. Trimble's on at first, 2 outs. Sasso kicks and deals. And Constantine flies it down the right field line. This is trouble, and it bounces just in front of the line, fair. Trimble racing around to third. He's there. Constantine stops at first. It's runners at the corners with 2 outs for the Blues. So a little bit of luck for San Luis Obispo. Constantine caught that one off the end of the bat, but just flared it down the right field line. And luckily for the Blues, it fell fair. It feels like a turning of the tides. Every one of those, it feels like, for the Blues has been falling foul as of late. But this time it falls fair. And the Blues have 2 runners on with 2 outs. The batter will be Matt Spear. Blues swinging early in this game. The error has been changed to a hit for Justin Trimble. So he gets the run batted in. Now 3 hits in the inning for the Blues. 0-0. And Spear takes a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes. Matt Spear, also a San Jose State Spartan. 6'1", 200-pound left-handed hitting catcher from San Clemente, California. Pick to first, and back in is Constantine with a dive. Spear's got a couple of hits so far. He's 3 for 9. One of those hits a home run at the Conejo Oaks. Here comes the 1-0, and Spear takes outside. 2 balls and no strikes. So the double for Burns And then the 2 straight outs, but now 2 straight hits for the Blues as Trimble's single knocked in Burns from third. Constantine's single gave us this situation. First and third, 2 outs, a 2-0 count here on the Spartan catcher. Sasso comes home, and Spear swings and misses. Big cut. 2 balls and 1 strike. Spear hit .247 this year across 55 games at San Jose State. 26 runs batted in, 5 home runs. 2 of those home runs came in the Mountain West playoffs, where he was named to the Mountain West All-Tournament team. Sasso picks. Constantine was leaning, but he's back in safe. Myers threw down a quick tag as Constantine was leaning towards second base, but the DH from Texas is back in. Good move. Second time we've seen it from Sasso, and he's stepped it up a notch. Middle infield hugs the second base bag. That's Harada and Reese. 2-1 count on Spear. The pitch, and Spear rolls it foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Spear's 2 home runs in the Mountain West playoffs, both 3-run bombs. As San Jose State won the Mountain West tournament, it was fitting that he was named the All-Tournament team. Big reason why the Spartans were able to advance to the NCAA tournament. TJ Adams is on deck. 2 ball, 2 strike count. We'll see if Constantine takes off. He leans towards second. Does not go. 2-2. Spears down swinging. So the second K of the inning gets Sasso out of the first, but the Blues had a run on the single from Justin Trimble. Through 1, it is 1-0 San Luis Obispo Blues. Nothing Blues here in the top of the second inning, and after a 1-2-3 frame, Ryan Baum's back out there. He faces 4, 5, 6 in this Crabs order. It's Myers, Felix, and Crane. Blues grabbed the lead in the bottom of the first on an RBI single from Justin Trimble. Thought originally could have been an error on Reese, the second baseman, but just hit too hard. 102 miles an hour off the bat from Trimble. Even harder than the 400-foot home run he hit yesterday. Here's Griffin Myers, and Baum deals the curveball low. 1 ball and no strikes. Myers playing first base today after sitting behind the dish in yesterday's game. From Washington State, Myers hitting .488 this summer with 2 home runs, 13 runs batted in. The 1-0. And Myers takes. Strike 1 call on the inside corner. Myers did not play this past season at Washington State. He hasn't played much at all in his first 2 years. Just 0 for 1 with 2 walks in 3 plate appearances. 1-1. Here he flies it foul down the third base line. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Myers, one of the hitters in this order that just has the gaudy numbers. Less than yesterday, where it felt like everyone for the Crabs was hitting .450 or above. But today, just one of 2 players hitting above .300 as he chases this one and flies it out of play down the third base line. Still 1-2. Reese, who struck out to end the first, and Myers hitting .448 and .488 respectively, but the next highest average comes down in the 9-hole spot. Mason Harada hitting .265 for the Crabs. 1-2. And Myers takes the changeup low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So if you're just comparing batting averages, it's a less formidable lineup for the Crabs today than it was yesterday. But you can never operate under just that assumption. As Baum delivers 2-2. Myers down swinging. That's the curveball again as Spear comes up with it, throws to first. That's the 3rd strikeout in a row for Ryan Baum, and there's one out here in the 2nd. So Baum's got the K stuff working here at Sinsheimer Stadium. 2nd year for the Blues. He struck out 25 hitters last season for San Luis Obispo. Had a 1.63 earned run average, so we shouldn't be surprised. But strikeouts have been a little bit more of a rarity since league play started, at least for the Blues. They're striking out less hitters. Even yesterday, not the most Ks tallied up by Blues pitching, as that's low. 1 ball and no strikes on Javier Felix. Yesterday, the Blues only struck out 4 Crabs as Javier Felix rolls this one on the ground to Kate O'Hara at short. Comes up with it, throws high, in time for the out. So already, Ryan Baum's 3 strikeouts, just 1 away from the Blues total yesterday. Marcelo Saldana, the former Crab, got the start. After that, Chris Stewart came in, worked 1 2/3, and Caden Tynes took the Blues the rest of the way. But the strikeouts have not come as often since the Blues' early preseason. Here with 2 outs is Andrew Crane, the right fielder from Chico State. He takes strike 1 on the inside corner. Crane, 6'1", 175-pound senior. Hit above 300 in his 2nd season at Chico State. A 309 average, 2 home runs. Handful of RBI as well, 12 to be exact. As the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Baum looking to go 6 up, 6 down. He's got an 0-2 count on the 6-hole hitter. Crane hitting .207 with 4 runs batted in so far this summer. Baum kicks and deals. And that's down low. Nice breaking ball in an 0-2 count when it's outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Baum right back up on the hill. He wants to work quick here in the 2nd. With a 1-2 count, he shakes his sign. Now has the one he wants. Here's the pitch. That's outside again. Another breaking ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Crane was 2nd on the team at Chico State with 4 home runs. Before playing for Chico, played for 2 different schools, College of San Mateo and Cal State Monterey Bay. Here with the Crabs, up with 2 outs in the 2nd. The pitch, popped up on the right side. Trimble chases it towards the Blues dugout. So does Spear, the catcher, and just in front of the door. Spear watches it fall right in front of him. Still 2-2. It's a tough play. If Spear caught that, he might have had to commit to running into a pole. He played it safe. It fell right in front. And a 2nd life for Crane, the batter. Crane struck out 11 times in 24 games played at Chico State. 55 at-bats, so 1 in every 5 times. Baum looking for his 4th strikeout. Here it comes. Down in the dirt. Did he go? No, says our umpire here at first base. The count moves full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So from 0-2 to 3-2. Crane's working a battle here against Ryan Baum. He's taking some tough off-speed pitches out of the zone. And now a chance to walk or knock with 2 outs here in the 2nd inning. (3-2) on the way. Strike 3 called. 4 strikeouts for Baum through 2. He's gone 6 up, 6 down. As the Blues come up, it is 1-0 San Luis Obispo on the SLO Blues streaming network. the bottom third of the order in the bottom of the second inning. TJ Adams, Kate O'Hara, Darius Price do up with a 1-0 San Luis Obispo lead. Cameron Sasso gave up a run on 3 hits in the first. It was the Burns leadoff double on the first pitch of the game. He was knocked in by Trimble on an 102-mile-an-hour ground ball single. That's smoked by Reese, the second baseman. Sasso deals to Adams, and TJ takes a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Adams, a .257 hitter so far this summer, tied for the team lead with 8 runs batted in. 0-1. And Adams takes low, 1 ball and 1 strike. We've seen TJ Adams play a myriad of defensive positions, all 3 spots in the outfield. Today he's in right. Sasso takes a big deep breath, now comes home 1-1. And Adams grounds it right back up the middle. Sasso thought it was in center after it bounced off his glove, and Adams beats it out. Sasso went behind the back to try and field it. It bounced right out of the leather, and he just shrugged his shoulders, let his head roll back, and the ball was right in front of him the whole time. And that lapse in judgment by Sasso, the poor reaction allowed Adams to reach first, and he's aboard with a second leadoff hit for the Blues. Kate O'Hara comes up now, 0 for 4 with a run scored in his debut. The shortstop from Texas has done it with the glove so far for San Luis Obispo, still trying to find his first hit, as the Blues have led off each of the first 2 innings with a base knock against Cameron Sasso, who's been nearly impossible to hit for anyone going up against the Crabs. 0-0. And O'Hara takes it high. 1 ball, no strikes. The throw back to first is not in time to get Adams. To put it in perspective, coming into this game, Sasso's ERA was under a run, which means that in the first inning, the Blues scored more runs than any team has averaged across 9 innings against Sasso this season. Wicked numbers so far through the year for the Folsom Lake Jr. 1-0 to O'Hara, who checks his swing and takes the high fastball. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, Sasso's just been unreal. But in his 20th inning of work, he gives up another run. That was the first against the Blues. And now SLO has Adams aboard and a 2-0 count on the 8-hole hitting shortstop. Here's the pitch. And O'Hara takes a perfect breaking ball in the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. O'Hara didn't see too much time in his freshman season at UT Austin. Just 7 at-bats across 12 games played, only 2 starts. Didn't have a hit, but had 2 runs batted in. Pick to first. Adams is back in safe. O'Hara from Tustin, California, went to Mater Dei High School. Trinity League powerhouse. Known for football, good at baseball too, though. He was a 2-time defensive MVP for the Monarchs. 2-1 from Sasso. That's high again. 3 balls and 1 strike. The Blues riding their longest losing streak of the summer so far. Just 3 games, but trying to get back in the win column. Force a rubber match tomorrow against the Crabs after Humboldt took yesterday night's contest by a score of 6-5. Adams with the leadoff first. Sasso from the stretch. He deals. And O'Hara takes low. So 2 base runners for the Blues as O'Hara reaches base on the walk. Adams moves to second, and here comes the 9-hole hitter, Darius Price. Darius Price, second baseman from Cal Poly Pomona, hitting .333 so far for the Blues this summer. Has a run scored. Playing for the first time in a while. He's played in 1 league game, played in a couple non-league before the season started for real for the Blues. Now right back in there, hitting 9th in Dean Trainor's lineup. Adams at second, O'Hara at first. He's also trying to work around the base runners here in the second. He delivers, and Price takes it low. Nice block by the catcher, Soros. 1 ball and no strikes. While we're at it, here's how the Crabs line up defensively. It's Brown, McKernan, and Crane in the outfield from left to right. Felix and Harada on the left side of the infield. Reese and Myers on the right side. Soros behind the plate, and Giacone is DHing. So the count, 1 ball and no strikes on Darius Price. Another opportunity for the Blues to add to the score here in the second. Price shows bunt and lays it down. A little dribbler just past the line, and Soros races after it to make sure it stays foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. That was a nice bunt from Price, but you could see it was rolling foul Would have been in a perfect spot if it stayed fair, but he's got to take the long walk back, grab the bat, 1 ball and 1 strike. And then Burns there to help him out. The Blues haven't lost a non-conference series so far this summer. They only lost a couple of series in general, both of them in league play. If they lose today, it would be their first non-conference series loss. But they could force a rubber match tomorrow, and they're 1-0 in those this season. Here comes the 1-1. Price swings and misses on the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Price has struck out 3 times in 5 at-bats in league play. Struck out 34 times in 32 starts for the Cal Poly Pomona Broncos this past season. Could at least find a way to move the runners over, maybe get Adams to third base with less than 2 outs. 1-2. Price rolls it foul. Third base line, still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Price did hit .243 for the Broncos. 7 home runs, slugging percentage at .487, which was 4th on the team. He tied for the team lead in home runs with a player who played nearly 20 more games than he did. Smaller sample size, but still huge amount of pop from Price. He's trying to get a hold of one here. 1-2. He swings and misses. Sasso gets his 3rd strikeout. That's the first out here in the second. It's a big spot. Now a double play could end the inning. At the top of the inning, top of the order comes up, though, for the Blues. Nin Burns II, who just jumped on the first pitch back in the first inning, hit a double down the right field line, eventually came around to score the run that the Blues lead by now. He comes up for the second time in as many innings against Sasso. It's Adams at second after he singled. O'Hara walked. He's at first. To Burns. And Burns taps it foul, back to the backstop. 1 ball and no strikes. Burns, Price's teammate at Cal Poly Pomona. Second on the Broncos in average slug and OPS this past season. And as I can assume, you can tell by his speed. Led the team in triples, stolen bases, and walks. 1-0 with 2 runners on, 1 out. The pitch is another breaking ball. It's a little bit low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Burns operated in a similar spot for Cal Poly Pomona. Hit leadoff, played in 48 out of 52 possible games. He's been a similar workhorse for the Blues this season. 1-1. Adams bluffed to third, and it's a strike on the outside corner. Falls out of the glove of Soros. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Might have been a little outside as Burns going to stay out of the box for a second, talk to himself for getting back in this 1-2 count. It's always hard when a catcher drops the ball to stomach a strike call when you're at the plate. There's a big spot, big pitch coming from Sasso. 1-2. Burns beats it on the ground towards second. Could be a double play. Reese, the sidearm flip to second, is in time to get O'Hara. No play at first, but O'Hara slid in. His runners at the corners with 2 away. So Burns grounds into the fielder's choice, but no chance to get him at first with his speed. That was a closer play at second than it should have been. As Reese went with the shovel flip, O'Hara almost beat it out. And now it's Giovanni Blanchette looking to make up for his strikeout in the first. Comes up, runners at the corners with 2 outs. Adams at third, Burns at first. The 0-0. Blanchette swings and misses. No balls and 1 strike. Blanchette now hitting just around 300 for the Blues so far this summer. That strikeout, his 7th in the last 5 games. 0-1, Burns takes off for second, and Blanchette flies it foul. Right past that first base dugout the Blues reside in. No balls and 2 strikes. Blanchette's been swinging a hot bat, though he is privy to the strikeout. Burns, he's taking his time to get back to first. Now he busts into a little bit more of a jog. Trying to conserve energy on the base pass after he tried to steal second base. So Sasso a strike away from getting out of the second and escaping the base runner situation. He deals, And Blanchette lines it into right field. That's a base hit. In comes Adams to score. It's 2-0 as Burns rounds second. Blanchette with the RBI base hit. So the captain comes through, puts the Blues up by another, and Sasso can't quite escape. Blanchette's single plates the second run. It's 2-0 here at Sinsheimer Stadium. And Sasso's still not out of the woods yet. Here's Theo Hardy, who's been just about as hard to get out as anyone in the CCL. CCL South Hitter of the Week last week. Another great day yesterday. Bumped his average to 500. He grounded out to first. Pitch to Hardy. And the shortstop takes it outside. 1 ball and no strikes. It's kind of been a reversal of the two games. Yesterday, the Crabs, early on, they really were pouring it on against the Blues. Base runners in every inning, scoring in nearly almost every inning. And that's what the Blues have done here today, putting the pressure on Sasso, who's given up 5 hits and 2 runs. Both runners on the move. Hardy pops it up towards left, carrying on Brown, but he camps under it near the line, fights the sun, and makes the catch. Another run for the Blues on the single from Giovanni Blanchette through 2. It's 2-0 San Luis Obispo. If you're just joining us, the San Luis Obispo Blues, who were operating without manager Dean Traynor, who was tossed during the lineup exchange, have taken an early lead here at Sinsheimer. It's 2-0 San Luis Obispo as we head to the top of the third. Ryan Baum has gone 6 up, 6 down against Humboldt, and now he faces the bottom third of the order. Luke Brown, Kavanasaurus, Mason Harada, as that is in there. Swing and a miss for a strike. No balls and 1 strike on Luke Brown, the left fielder from CSU East Bay. Pitch is on the outside corner. Another beautiful fastball from Baum. No balls and 2 strikes. Baum has 4 strikeouts to the first 6 hitters. He's ahead of Luke Brown here, 0-2. Baum kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Down in the dirt on the changeup. And that's another strikeout. 5 so far for Ryan Baum as Brown's down on strikes to start the third. So the batter now will be Kavanasaurus, the catcher from Nevada. 235 average for the member of the Wolf Pack. 5 runs batted in so far for the Crabs. Well, Ryan Baum's been a breath of fresh air and a shot of life for the Blues. Making his debut here in 2023. He's got 5 strikeouts through the first 7 outs. He kicks and deals, and Saurus takes low in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Saurus, 5'9", 180-pound catcher / third baseman as he's listed by the Crabs. Committed to play at Nevada next year after 2 years at Cabrillo College. 1-0, and Saurus takes the breaking ball in there. Strike 1 call. Saurus was first team all-conference as Cabrillo's catcher this past season. Came in second for conference MVP in 2023. 1-1, and he swings here, pops it up foul over the Blues dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Saurus hit .368, an on-base percentage of .453, slugged .471. 1 home run, 34 runs batted in, 50 hits in 35 games. But again, another hitter that Ryan Baum is ahead of. He's been attacking early on. He's got a 1-2 count on the catcher. Pitch on the way. Soros takes outside again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Game 2 of this 3-game series. Blues trying to force the rubber match tomorrow. The second of 4 3-game series for the Blues here in the summer. 2-2. Soros takes low again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Last night's loss snapped SLO's 4-game non-conference win streak, and now they're on their longest losing streak of the summer. 3-2. Soros hits a liner into center. This is going to break up the perfect game, as Soros is the first base runner for Humboldt here. He's aboard with 1 out here in the 3rd. So Soros' single brings up Mason Harada, runner at first with 1 out. Harada, the shortstop, also from Nevada, hitting .265 with 2 runs batted in so far this summer. Baum delivers, and Harada bounces it towards short. Has it is O'Hara. He throws to first. A strong throw and a double play. As O'Hara lost his hat, the Blues turn 2, and they get through the 3rd inning. We had bottom 3. It's 2-0 San Luis Obispo on the SLO Blues streaming network. Welcome you back to Sinsheimer Stadium on the SLO Blues streaming network. Blues lead it by 2, and the batter now will be Justin Trimble. 4-5-6 due up for SLO here in the 3rd. Trimble got the Blues on the board with an RBI single back in the 1st. Hit it 102 miles an hour on the ground by the second baseman Reese. His second at bat against Sasso starts with a ball off the inside corner. 1 ball and no strikes. Trimble's a guy, hits the ball hard. Everywhere he's gone, he's just smashed it. 3 of his 6 hits at the collegiate level have been home runs. He hit a home run yesterday, and his 2 hits so far for the Blues this summer have been hit at 101 and 102 miles an hour. Next at velo off the charts for the left-handed hitting first baseman from UCSB. 1-1 count here in the 3rd. Sasso wiggles and deals. And there's another one into the gap. Out goes the center fielder McKernan, and it hangs up as he loses his hat. He collects the ball. Another hard line drive for Trimble. Nothing to show for it this time, though. There's 1 out in the 3rd. Well, that line drive hit 97 miles an hour off the bat of Trimble. I guess the difference is you got to hit it at least 100 if you want to hit, if you're Justin Trimble. But now with 1 out, here's Cam Constantine, who also picked up a hit in the 1st inning. His was a flare down the right field line that fell and moved Trimble over to 3rd. As here he swings and taps it to short. Here's the lob across the diamond. It's in time to get the DH from Texas 2 away. So 2 quick outs for Sasso here in the third. He's dealt with maybe more base runners than he's had in any start this season. Came into the game with a .94 earned run average in a Crabs leading 19 innings pitched, and he's already given up the 2 runs, 5 hits for the Blues. Here's Matt Spear, who struck out to end the first. Sasso delivers and misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. So Trimble with the line out to center. Constantine grounds out to short. And Spear, who's hitting just around the 150 mark for the Blues, comes up and takes a little bit low. 2 balls and no strikes. Spear, another guy who's hit the ball hard for the Blues when he's put it in play. And one of the Blues that will strike out a decent amount. 2 out. Takes it low. 3 balls and no strikes on the San Jose State Spartan catcher. Spear, 6'1", 200-pounder from San Clemente, California. Went to Woodbridge High School. He hit 400, had a slug above 1,000. And that shows you the kind of power that Spear has. 3-0. He takes outside. It's a 4-pitch walk, so no 1-2-3 frame for Sasso. Spear's aboard, and up comes TJ Adams, who singled and scored in the second. That's the third inning where the Blues have gotten a base runner. There's just been more traffic on the base paths in this game than we can remember for the Blues. And the difference today is they've brought them in so far. It was the RBI single from Giovanni Blanchette with 2 outs last inning. And a 2-out base hit from Trimble back in the first. The Blues have come through with runners in scoring position today. 0-0 to Adams. And the Arizona right fielder takes the breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. So Spears with the walk is at first. Adams hitting around 265 for the Blues. With 8 runs batted in at the dish. Sasso comes home. And Adams breaks his bat, hits a soft liner to second. It hangs up for Reese, who makes the catch just near the outfield grass. So Adams is retired. That's the 3rd out here in the 3rd. The Blues don't score. As we're through 3, it's 2-0 San Luis Obispo on the SLO Blues streaming network. Welcome you back into the broadcast booth here at Sinsheimer Stadium. I'm Jack Smith, joined by my partner Nate Mills here in the top of the 4th. And Nate, as I ask you every time, what's the energy like in the dugout? But this time it's a little different. There was an ejection before the game. Things were chippy after yesterday night. Do you think that the Blues are responding to that, and that's why they're up 2-0?
I'll tell you, the difference in the dugout yesterday and today, it's night and day. I think it's something the Blues needed, that energy happening before the first pitch even occurred in this one. Everyone was on their feet. They were fired up. Lots of communicating on what's going on with the pitcher, and the approach at bat, as you can see, is obviously vastly different compared to yesterday. So I think the ejections happening before the game was a good thing for the Blues. It's something that the doctor ordered, and it's paying off now. They got 5 hits already in 2 innings.
Another big deal has been Ryan Baum on the mound. He's faced the minimum through 3. Got a big double play to end the 3rd, and here he faces back to the top of the order for the Crabs and Mike McKernan. And McKernan swings and misses. No balls and 1 strike. Included in the first time through the order, how about 5 strikeouts for Baum, who's just been dominant on the hill in his Blues debut.
It helps, too, that Baum is really feeling himself tonight with those 5 strikeouts. His stuff is working. He's really confident. There's that slider. He's been more confident in that curveball today, but he just lands the slider right there, gets a half swing. But that fastball's working too, sitting in the upper 80s, touching low 90s. Baum's feeling it.
Second season, second time through the order. And McKernan starts it off with a grounder up the middle. Here comes O'Hara. He's got to hurry. The throw! In time, they got him. What a play by O'Hara at short, who continues to flash the leather.
Something noticed about O'Hara right away, you saw in the double play that end the third inning, he's got a cannon. He just whipped it over to Trimble at first.
So with one out, the batter now will be the two-hole hitter Jackson Giacone. The DH from Cal State Fullerton, one of the 5 strikeouts the first time through the order. The left-hander stands in, Baum comes home, and Giacone takes the curveball in there for a strike. A lot of confidence with the off-speed pitches, and early in counts as well. It's hard to stay on balance when you're facing Baum today.
Yeah, especially when he mixes in that fastball too. That's hitting spots that he wants.
Hits a spot there, no balls and 2 strikes. He's just been painting all day, not afraid to go at these hitters for the Crabs. And he's getting ahead of nearly every hitter. 0-2 on the way. And Giacone checks his swing. Did he go around? Yes, he did. It's strikeout number 6 for Ryan Baum, the second out here in the 4th.
That's when you know a pitcher is confident and doing well. He turned away before they even appealed to third base. He looked away and started walking around the mound. He's got some momentum going.
Well, I think it's interesting. You know, Baum was here yesterday, but this is his first appearance. And yet it feels like, you know, he's putting the team on his back so far through this game, as he deals a little bit low to Luke Reese. But he hasn't seen, you know, the road trips that the Blues have taken so far this season, but it seems like he's still with that same mentality that the team has, even though he's only been here for a couple days.
Yeah, and this is a guy who's played for the Blues before. He played for them last year. He's the poster boy, actually, this year for the season schedule. Also goes to school right down the street at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, so I think he's familiar with the whole vibe of this team in the area.
2-0. Reese takes strike one called on the outside corner. You're right, second season with the Blues, a 1.63 earned on average last year, 25 strikeouts. SLO fans have to love him for just staying around this area. As he deals and Reese swings and misses, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And he's a strike away from getting through the 4th, and still with that badge facing the minimum. From the windup, the 2-2. Reese takes it low, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Good idea there by Baum. It's exactly what he wanted to do. He wanted that ball in the dirt. He wanted Reese to go after it. Reese does a good job staying disciplined.
Well, Baum doesn't want to walk him. No 2-out walks for the right-hander. He kicks and deals, and Reese bounces it towards short. O'Hara has it behind the bag. The throw across his body is in time for the out. Baum's faced the minimum through 4, and he keeps the Blues in front. It's 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Welcome back to Sinsheimer Stadium, bottom of the fourth. Here between the Blues and the Crabs, and SLO leads it 2-0. Nate, we saw as Ryan Baum walked back to the dugout, minimum face through 4. He's giving fist bumps to everyone down the bullpen. So it seems like the Cal Poly right-hander's day is done. A.J. Moreno's warming up in the pen, so we can assume he'll be coming in the 5th as here comes Kate O'Hara to bat here in the bottom of the 4th. He swings to the first pitch, tops it towards third. Felix, the long throw, is a little bit high, but in time to get the shortstop. One away.
Yeah, Baum on a pitch count, dapping up all the homies in the dugout. That's a great day, something to be proud about for him. I was able to get familiar with him as a student at Cal Poly myself, and I got to say, right here, he just looked unconscious in his outing. This is the best I've seen him look, so hopefully he can carry that into his next start with SLO.
That's kind of a day where it sucks to have the pitch count. I mean, he was throwing so well. You'd love that this would have been a little later in the summer, and he could have gone a little further, but the Blues will take it. He didn't give up a run, just gave up 1 hit through 4 complete innings and faced the minimum after getting that ground ball. 1 ball, no strike count on Darius Price, who struck out in the second. 1-0 from Sasso, and Price takes outside. 2 balls and no strikes. A.J. Moreno, though, a guy in the pen that can definitely carry the kind of energy that Baum was working with on the mound. Sasso a long hold from the windup. Still looking for his sign from his catcher, Soros. He has it, comes home, and Price lifts it foul, backing out of play. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, there's certainly a whole lot of energy coming from the dugout, especially in the bullpen prior to the game and through the first 2 innings. And Moreno is definitely a contributor, so hopefully he can bring that energy into the game.
2-1. Price hammers it deep to left field. Back goes Brown. He watches it over the wall. That ball carries out again as Darius Price has his first Blues home run. It's 3-0.
Room service. Can I get a Price bomb? This one's lifted out to left, and like you said, Jack, the wind got a hold of it, lifts it over the green storage bin out and left. The Blues add on 3-0.
The Blues have to stop hitting home runs that barely sneak over the wall. It's hard to tell from where we are, but it's another wind-aided bomb for the Blues. That just looked like another liner off Price, ones that we've seen just hit the wall this season, but it carries all the way out, and Darius Price adds on another run for the Blues. What a swing for the man who tied Cal Poly Pomona in home runs on the top of the leaderboard this season. Here's his teammate in Burns looking to do the same thing. As Burns takes the breaking ball in there, strike 1.
Yeah, even with no wind, I think this one at least hits off the top of the wall off the Dairy Creek Golf Course sign.
Blues up by another run. Sasso, his worst start so far for the Crabs. In the count, no balls and 2 strikes on Burns. Burns has a double. Back in the first, he scored a run. He grounded into a fielder's choice in the second. It's his 3rd at-bat in the first 4 innings. 0-2. Burns swings, lifts it to center. This one's not aided as much by the wind. Harada, the shortstop, is out, and he makes the catch. Burns limping a little bit as he runs down the first base line. And now walks back to the dugout. I hope he's okay. Might have just been pulling up a little bit at the end of his run down the first base line once he saw it was caught, but still can't be too safe. As here's Giovanni Blanchette, who had a big at-bat his last time up, singled in a run in the second.
Yeah, those can get a little funky down there when you're pulling up by first base and you tap the bag. Hopefully he's okay, though. Got a feeling he'll be able to walk it off and get back in this game.
Blanchette 1 for 2, stepping up against Sasso. Again, his 3rd time up in the first 4 frames. And the count quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Now you can hand it to Sasso. Gives up some runs and hits here early on, but he's still been working quick and he's got a chance to get through 4. From the windup, the 0-2 delivery. It's a breaking ball down Broadway, strike 3 called. Bryce's homer puts the Blues up by another. It's 3-0 San Luis Obispo as we're through 4 here at Sinsheimer Stadium. New arm in from the pen. It's the right-hander A.J. Moreno, 6'3", 205-pounder. What can you tell me about the Cal Poly Pomona Bronco, Nate?
Yeah, the veteran coming out of the pen. Last time we saw him, we got a 4-inning save against the Riptide to clinch the sweep. Very good outing out of him, following up a masterclass outing, I will say, by Ryan Baum. And his stuff is looking good so far in warm-ups. That fastball is looking similar to Ryan. He's got that sweeping slider as opposed to Ryan's 12-6 curveball. So Moreno coming out of the pen, he's got the experience, the velocity, and the energy that SLO needs to hold down the Crabs.
Moreno has thrown 12 2/3 innings so far for the Blues. He's given up 11 earned runs. That's an ERA at 7.82. 10 walks, 5 hit by pitches across those 12 2/3. So the free 90s have been the issue. And Baum didn't issue a single one across his outing through the first 4 innings. So the Crabs looking to get on for free against Moreno. They'll bring up 4, 5, 6 in the order as Baum faced the minimum. Pitch to Myers is in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. So from right-hander to right-hander, the Blues go to the pen in the 5th. We were told that Baum was on a bit of a pitch count. It is his first appearance for the Blues after finishing finals for Cal Poly. So it makes sense, but he was able to give the Blues 4 scoreless. As Moreno deals, Myers tops it to first, and it's right at Trimble, who takes it to the bag himself, out number 1.
Easy out for Moreno to start it off in that inning. And, yeah, this one's rolled over right to Trimble, steps on the bag, get to the next guy.
The Blues just continue to pitch. Moreno's got an out on a couple of pitches. Ryan Baum ends his day with 6 strikeouts across 4 innings as well. Batters Javi Felix, the pitch, and Felix takes the breaking ball in there, strike 1 call. Felix is 0 for 1, grounded out to short back in the 2nd inning. Moreno back on the hill, comes home and misses high, 1 ball and 1 strike. 6'2", 215-pound redshirt junior from CSUN, transferred there after 2 years at Cabrillo College. 1-1 on the way. And Felix takes strike 2 call. Beautiful fastball painted on the outside corner, 1-2.
Yeah, good spot.
See if he goes there again or breaks out the breaking stuff.
I'm going back to the slider, that same spot.
1-2. He does. It is a little low. Did he go? Yes! Strike 3 on the swing and miss as Moreno gets his first K.
Yeah, that's the pitch he's feeling right now. It's that slider. It was the out pitch. Didn't throw it for a strike, but he wanted to get a swing out of Felix, and he did. A check swing goes to first, and it peeled to first, and that's strike 3.
You got it right. Guessed it perfectly. What's he throwing here, 0-0?
Fastball.
We'll see. 0-0. It is the fastball, and it's ball 1 a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes.
Like the next Tony Romo.
Yeah, you got to – what's the word I'm looking for? Crystal ball?
Yeah.
Crystal ball. I almost said magic 8 ball. That's the wrong thing. 1-0. Moreno deals on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike on Andrew Crane, the right fielder from Chico State, who struck out looking in the 6th. 5 of the 6 strikeouts for Baum were swinging, and Crane was the only one who looked at strike 3. 1-1. Crane takes a little bit off the inside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike.
And Moreno trying to expand that zone, the outer half, to the right-handed hitters, and it worked. He got a call on strike 1.
2-1. Crane checks his swing and goes around on that outside fastball. Probably a strike anyway. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Crane from San Marcos, California, helped lead San Marcos High School, the Knights, to an Avocado East League title in both 2016 and 2017. First team All-AEL. 2-2. And Moreno misses low. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Avocado East League. Love that.
I was in the Avocado West League in my high school at Carlsbad High School. We played San Marcos all the time.
Which one's better, West or East?
West.
Although
it's changed in recent years. I'm not sure if they're even in the East anymore.
More on that later. The 3-2 is a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Crane down on strikes. That's 8 Ks through the first 5 innings for the Blues. And the Crabs are still scoreless. We had bottom 5. It's 3-0 San Luis Obispo on the SLO Blues streaming network. Hardy due to lead things off for the Blues. It's Hardy, Trimble, and Constantine as the Blues lead it by 3 here in the bottom of the 5th. Sasso back out, working his 5th inning of work, and it's a switch-hitting shortstop Theo Hardy, who uncharacteristically is 0 for 2 in today's game. A ground out and a fly out. He takes the changeup low, 1 ball and no strikes. Nate, we haven't had a chance to talk about it, but Hardy, the reigning CCL South hitter of the week. I know you didn't get to see his performance as the Blues were on the road. He was just so dominant for San Luis Obispo last week and continued it in yesterday. 1-0. Off the outside corner, 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, you can see it when he takes batting practice, too. This is a guy who works on his craft for a long time. He has a plan going up there in the bubble. He's not just a guy that's going to take cuts. He has a plan of he goes the opposite way, goes up the middle, pulls it.
Goes up the middle here, but it's way high in the air. Out goes the shortstop, Harada. He's waiting under it, lunges back, and in front of McKernan, the center fielder, he makes the catch. So a 2-0 pop-up from Theo Hardy is the first out here in the 5th.
And is, ironically, the only Blue to not reach base today, Theo Hardy.
0 for 3. Came in today hitting exactly 500. So it is weird to see him without a hit through 5 innings. Justin Trimble, who has hit the ball super well each of his 2 times, an 102-mile-an-hour ground ball single in the first and then 97-mile-an-hour line out to center his last time up. Long hold, Sasso kicks and deals, and Trimble takes the breaking ball in there, strike 1 called. No balls on 1 strike.
Yeah, and what do you know? He started out his weekend with a ground ball, hammers a line drive home run to dead center, picks up a hard hit single today as well. He's cooking.
Takes the change up for a strike there. Both of the Blues' home runs this weekend have been the lowest liners. Prices was a little bit higher, but both balls that I think normally I would have expected to hit off the wall, really well hit, but the launch angle was diminutive.
Yeah, that's almost nice to see if you're a coach.
As Trimble pops it up towards left, carrying to Brown, who ranges towards the foul line and makes the catch for the second out.
It means their swings are pretty level. They're neutral. You know, it's repeatable. And when guys try to hit home runs, they usually don't. 99% of the time. It's usually a pop-out that looks like that we just saw from Trimble. Not saying he was trying to hit one, but it usually looks like that. You look at guys in post-game interviews, they talk about, what were you trying to do on that home run? What were you trying to do? And they all go, honestly, I was trying to hit a double. And that's what those home runs looked like.
Oh, well. It's in there on the breaking ball. So are you telling me that that's the reason I didn't hit many home runs in the league is because I was trying so hard to do so? I don't think if you told my 12 or 11-year-old brain that I should not try and hit home runs, I don't think I would have understood.
Yeah, it goes against all laws of physics or human nature. You want to try to do something. That's what makes baseball hard. It's not a thing where you can just grit your teeth and be like, just try extra harder to do this. It's not like football.
And yet coaches will still walk out there and say, hey, come on, throw strikes.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
Yeah. 1-1. Another big breaking ball is in there for strike 2. The batter is Cam Constantine, the DH from Texas, who is 1 for 2 with a single in the first. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Sasso looking for his first 1-2-3 inning. He delivers, and Constantine hits a high fly ball to left. Seems to be in the yard as Brown is on the track at the wall. He leaps, and he took it away. Would have been a homer as that ball carried to left. But Brown robs Constantine of his first big fly as a Blue, and that ends the 5th. What a snag from the left fielder. And the bucket's coming out. Nate, I told you before the inning, let's stay on for the tennis ball toss, and that's what we'll do. If you guys don't know, that's slow games. The tennis ball toss happens during the game. It's not a after-game festivity, and which means we get the tennis ball toss here. Here they come. All right, Nate, we haven't seen anyone put one in the bucket yet this season.
See, I think next time you're going to go to the ballpark, I would take this advice. Don't try to shoot it directly into the bucket. It's going to pop out and go somewhere. I would try to bounce it in. You're seeing guys lob it in. Look at me. I'm providing analysis to tennis ball throwing into the bucket.
Bounce. Oh, just over the bucket. Here's another good offer,
Ooh, and
it's a little off. The balls keep flying. Is someone going to put one in? Countdown's coming on. Shot clock's going off. Who's going to be the closest here at Sinsheimer Stadium? No one's made it in yet. 3,
Some
2,
long
1. The
throws.
final throws. Jacob Rulli's walking through it and getting pelted. And just at the last second, the last ball doesn't have a chance. It bounces right over the bucket.
The bullpen coming to help out.
Well, we'll finally take a break here on the SLO Blues streaming network. New arm coming in for the Blues. Oh, no, that's just Alec Narin picking up the tennis balls. AJ Moreno staying out as we head to the 6th. Top of the 6th, and due up to lead things off for the Crabs. It's the hero of the 5th. Luke Brown comes up. He just robbed a home run from Cam Constantine to end the defensive inning in the bottom of the 5th, and now he comes up to lead things off in the 6th. Blues have faced the minimum through 5. It's the bottom 3rd. Brown, Soros, and Harada due up against AJ Moreno. Moreno deals, and Brown, big, vicious hack at the changeup. No balls and 1 strike.
Brown timed up that robbery perfectly. The jump was right when it needed to be.
0-1. Changeup's outside this time. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the ball off the bat of Constantine, it looked like another one of those average to deep fly balls to left field, and it carried out. Would have been a homer if not for Brown. The ball's really flying here at Sinsheimer this weekend. Brown takes outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Those are harder to time because those ones are higher in the air. You don't know really when the apex is at, and you kind of can lose it in the sky a bit. It's looping. It's easier to catch one on a line. That's what makes that play more impressive.
So 3 balls, 1 strike on Brown as Moreno looking to avoid the free 90. He's dealt with those so far this summer as a Blue, but trying to avoid walking the leadoff hitter here in the 6th. He delivers, and he does. Outside, it's a walk for Brown. He's aboard here to lead off the 6th inning.
The first free one of the day for SLO. Got to get a ground ball now. Flip a double play. You got a cannon at short and O'Hara. He can be the guy that does it.
Coming into this inning, only 1 base runner all game for the Crabs. That was Soros' single in the 3rd. He's the batter now. And then immediately after, Ryan Baum, the starter, rolled a double play. So the walk to Brown, not only the first free 90, just the 2nd base runner for Humboldt all day. Soros was the first. He's up now. Here's the pitch. He pops it up, straight up on the infield. Spear can't quite find it. Who's going to call for it? It's Moreno right in front of the plate, who makes the catch, taps his catcher on the back, and that's the first out here in the 6th.
I think Spear had trouble seeing that at first. He had his mask on for a little too long. As a catcher, you got to throw that off immediately. He has trouble seeing it in the sky, and luckily Moreno's there to bail him out for out number 1.
Well, Mason Harada comes to the plate now. Grounded into that double play that ended the 3rd.
And they're looking for another one right here. That'd be nice.
Moreno picks to first. Back in there is Brown, who drew the walk. You don't normally see pitchers catch pop-ups. It's like kind of the cardinal rule of the infield is just don't let the pitcher get it.
Yeah, we've been yelled at in practice for a few times at all levels for the pitcher catching the pop-up.
Personally, I think it's a little discriminatory to pitchers. There's no trust there?
They're athletes too. Everyone knows this.
And Moreno showed it off, made the catch for the first out. No balls, 1 strike on Mason Hirata, the shortstop from the Nevada Wolfpack. Oh, 1 on the way. Hirata lines it straight back foul. No balls and 2 strikes. Hirata played in 40 games as a freshman at Nevada. .234 batting average, 1 home run, 15 runs batted in. Had a really nice week to open the season. Was named the Mountain West Freshman of the Week on February 27th after having 3 hits and 2 runs batted in the second series of the year against Cal Baptist. Behind in the count 0-2 as Moreno comes home. Strike 3 called. Perfect fastball paralysis on the outside corner. And that is 9 strikeouts for the Blues here in the 6th.
That's paint out of A.J. Moreno. It's a fastball dotted up outer half of the zone. Hirata didn't agree, but this one's on the black.
So, with 2 outs now, back to the top of the order. Mike McKernan, who's 0 for 2, a pop out and a ground down. Comes up for the first time against Moreno. Pitch is a perfect slider on the black again, right on that outside corner. No balls and 1 strike.
Would have fooled me as a hitter. I think I ducked out of the way when right now in the booth. Some good movement on that slider.
Even all the way from up here. 0-1 with Brown at first. The pitch is in the dirt. Nice block by Spear. 1 ball and 1 strike. McKernan, 5'10", 180-pound outfielder. Senior at Fresno State. He hit 208 in his freshman season. 6 runs batted in. Big lead for Brown. He almost skidded over to second base before A.J. Moreno steps off, and he stays there, 1 ball and 1 strike. Got to watch out. Don't want to let the Crabs get a base runner in scoring position for free. 1-1. Big swing and a miss on the breaking ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Another sweeper for Moreno. Wouldn't be surprised if he went right back at it.
Fans chant hot sauce. They've already been treated to 9 bottles, as Moreno's a strike away from getting the Blues through 6 scoreless. He delivers. Runner on the move. The pitch is outside. Here's the throw down from Spear. It is gloved on the stomach by Price. That's a stolen base for Luke Brown. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's a runner in scoring position. I almost was about to say, as now people are coming out to check on Price, that might have come up on him and caught him in a bad spot. He's taken a little bit of a walk. But if Spear was able to throw out the runner there, the Blues would have still faced the minimum despite the walk.
Wow. Yeah. That's what you like to see, pitching staff and defense from the Blues, but there's a throw that skipped into second base. Was talking to Ryan Baum in the dugout. It's if you're playing on the infield, and I know this wasn't a ground ball, but you never let the ball come to you. Ball skips a lot here at Sinsheimer. It did right there.
Moreno trying to skip it past McKernan. 2 outs, the pitch. Foul, straight back. 2 balls and 2 strikes still. McKernan, first team all-conference 3 times at Mount Whitney High School, a native of Visalia, California. A baseball town where the Visalia Rawhide, a minor league team, single-A team, plays. Hitting leadoff for the 2nd straight game for Humboldt. Game 2 of this 3-game series as the Blues try and force a rubber match tomorrow.
Awfully familiar with being first team all-conference. He was that 2 more times at College of Sequoias.
And transferred to Fresno. Here for the Crabs. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. That's Brown. Moreno deals. Grounder past Moreno's glove towards Price at second. He gloves it, corrals, throws to first in time for the out. 6 scoreless innings for the Blues as we head to the bottom half of the frame. It's 3-0 on the SLO Blues streaming network. Blues are back up. We're here at the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 3-0 San Luis Obispo on the SLO Blues streaming network. Matt Spear, TJ Adams, Kate O'Hara due up here in the 6th, as it's still Cameron Sasso on the hill for the Crabs as he deals outside to Matt Spear. 1 ball and no strikes. Spear's 0 for 1, a strikeout and a walk in today's game. Long hold for Sasso, the 1-0. And Spear rolls it on the ground, pulled it to second. Reese up with it, throws to first in time for the first out. Blues have been a good team at responding after losing game 1s of series so far this season. They're 3-2, the second time they see a team after they've lost the first game. And at least so far in this one, seem to be primed to maybe make it to 4-2. Nate, do you ever think about what could be maybe in that response factor for a team? You know, you see a team the first time they beat you, and then you have to go back and respond the next day with a win.
Yeah, you're kind of just fed up with dropping a game 1, you know, and you just kind of have a talk with your team, and you just have to go, we're not going to let this happen. And they said that today. They're getting awfully chippy out there. I just love to see that. I think, you know, started all the way back at the end of last game. There was some exchange of words, and I think they heard that, they remembered that, they took it into this game, and playing with that competitiveness and that drive, it just really helps. Whether it's external or you create it internally, you just have to put your foot down and say, we're not going to take this.
2-1 the count on TJ Adams, who's 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. Sasso delivers, and Adams swings at that big breaker, comes up with air, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Sasso working here into the 6th. He's responded well despite giving up 6 hits and 3 runs. He comes home again, and Adams takes inside. The catcher, Soares, was ready to throw it around, but the count moves full. Not sure I can blame him there.
Yeah, it's a good leave by Adams. Looked like it was close enough for a strike, but it's now 3-2.
Sasso ready for the payoff. From his windup, here it comes. And Adams takes a ball 4 off the plate, and the Blues have a base runner with 1 out.
It's a good at-bat by TJ Adams. Get something going. This is also a speed guy. This could be a dude, stolen base candidate.
Adams has speed to play center field. We were talking earlier in the broadcast. He's played 3 different outfield positions for the Blues, all 3 spots. And you're right, he's a guy that also can steal some bags. On the summer in total, he's got 4 stolen bases. He's been caught twice. But he did steal one the other day against Arroyo Seco. The batter is Kate O'Hara, who's 0 for 1 with a walk as he takes strike 1 on the outside corner. We'll see if Adams does get the call to run from first. Maybe manufacture a run for the Blues in this inning. Put a runner in scoring position with 1 out.
You know, O'Hara still looking for his first hit of the day as well.
And his first hit is a Blue, as he takes a little bit low, 1 ball and 1 strike. O'Hara joined the Blues earlier this week, played in the second game against the Saints out in Pasadena, went 0 for 4 with a walk and a run scored. Had just 7 at-bats as a freshman at Texas this past season, but was ranked as a top 50 player in the state of California coming out of Mater High School by perfect game. 1-1, Adams does run. The breaking ball's inside, throw from the knees from Soares. It's not in time as Adams swipes his 5th bag.
It's a good throw by Soares. When you're diving into a bag like that, when you're stealing, got to make sure your legs don't curl up like that at the knees, because that gives the second baseman or the shortstop, whoever's tagging you, the opportunity to swipe you on the toe.
So Adams in there safe, and the Blues do have a runner in scoring position. The pitch was inside, so a 2 ball, 1 strike count on Kate O'Hara. Maybe his first hit would not get a run for the Blues. Adams dances off second the pitch, and O'Hara chases it foul off the top of the press box. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
One day it's coming in here, and I'll be ready. We'll be ready.
Or we'll get hurt. Who knows?
No.
John Sterling, the announcer for the Yankees. You see that the other week?
Gnarly. How about him from hanging in there and just continuing?
Off the head.
Yeah.
Ouch. 2-2 on O'Hara as Sasso looks back at the dancing Adams. Comes home. Adams takes off for third. The pitch is low. It's a free 90 as Adams swipes third.
Out of the hand, he saw the curveball grip. Dirt ball angle. Gotta go.
2 stolen bases for TJ Adams, and now all the Blues need for a run is maybe a pop-up, ground ball up the middle, something deep enough into the outfield to score Adams. And the Crabs know it. They bring the infield most of the way in. The shortstop, Harada, the second baseman, Reese, still playing off the grass. 3-2. And O'Hara takes it inside. 2 straight walks for the Blues. Runners at the corners with 1 away. This is what happens when you put pressure on a pitcher. Get a runner on, steal a couple of times. That's sometimes, and even the guys with the best command can see it waver a little bit.
Hey, you got a deep ball threat coming up here in Darius Price, who went yard last at bat, and now the Crabs coach will roll on out there and have a talk with his guy.
It's Eric Giacone, the pitching coach, wearing the number 15 jersey. It's the Digicamo, what do you call those? Dark tan, beige uniforms?
Desert Storm, I believe. Desert something.
Desert Sand.
Desert Sand, yeah.
Desert Sand uniforms. It's the red undershirts for the Crabs. We don't know if there's a specific reason exactly why the camo's been busted out or the non-Crabs colors are out. But the conversation is probably around how to pitch to Price. You gave up the home run to the second baseman last time, and I think Giacone out there to talk with Sasso about, here's how we want you to go at him. Double play is, though, in order. They could potentially end the inning if Price rolls over. 2 straight walks. Here's Darius Price, who homered back in the 4th. 1st and 3rd with 1 out as Giacone departs and Sasso retakes the hill working from the stretch. He deals. Taking off for second is O'Hara. No bunt on the attempt, and the throw gets into center field. Bounces away from the shortstop, Harada, and a run comes in to score. It's 4-0. Or you could do that and score a run.
There's the Blues capitalizing on the free ones. Once again, this is a rock skipper throw down over to second base. Kicks away from Harada, and Adams can cruise on into home.
And that's why those Adams stolen bases are so important. All it takes is a little mistake, and you score a run. The Blues don't have a hit in the inning, and they've increased their lead 4-0. Threatened for more still. 1-0 count with a runner at second. The pitch to Price. And Price swings and fouls it off the glove of Soros, the catcher. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Sasso came into this game a .94 earned run average in 19 innings. He's given up 4 runs on 6 hits to the Blues. And this inning, more a fault of his own. The 2 walks, and he allowed the stolen bases. 1-1 count on Darius Price, a second baseman from Cal Poly Pomona. Price calls time. Last night's game, the Crabs led most of the way. Here, the different story. The Blues are ahead as O'Hara dances off second. The pitch to Price is fouled off. The Blues led in the first, 1-0 on the Trimble RBI, and they haven't looked back since, adding 3 more runs, and they've kept the Crabs completely off the scoreboard, nearly completely off the base paths. Just 1 hit and a walk for Humboldt at the plate.
Like I said, day and night with this team. They put up 6 last night, and we're through 5, 5.5. They haven't put up anything.
Price hits a little nubber fly ball to right. This might drop, and it does in front of Crane. Just barely past the infield as O'Hara gets the stop sign at third. Darius Price has the magic working, and he comes up with a base hit on a little pop-up to right field.
It's good to see the pendulum in favor of the Blues this game right now. Little dinker that finds some real estate out in shallow right. Passes the baton over to the leadoff hitter, and Nin Burns, who's already got an extra base hit today in that double in the first inning.
Well, the mound visit doesn't matter either. I feel like Sasso pitched Darius Price nearly perfectly, and that's just baseball sometimes, as you give up. Sometimes it's a little dribbler, sometimes it's just a little flare, and they hurt just the same. So runners at the corners, 1 out. The pick to first, and Price is back in. Burns at the plate, he's 1 for 3. Doubled to start the game on the first pitch from Sasso. Came in to score. Since then, a fielder's choice and a pop-out. He comes up. Potentially, Blues could score another run with O'Hara at third, less than 2 outs. Corners are in, the pitch. And Burns fights it foul. No balls and 1 strike. Well, I think the Blues are just happy not to have a close game. Now, they're in the lead, which, of course, helps, but 6 of the Blues' 18 games they've played so far this season have been decided by 2 or fewer runs, including last night. With that loss, it moved the Blues to 3-3 in those games. So it's been high stress and a .500 record. 0-1 to Burns, and Burns takes way high, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, it's refreshing to get a lead like you do right now for San Luis Obispo. And like you said, Jack, all these high-pressure, high-stress games, it's nice to jump out and also shut out a team so far.
It's also nice to be at home. Blues' second game of this 9-game homestand, a season-long 9 games. After 6 of their first 8 league games were on the road. 1-1. Burns fights it foul again. 1 ball and 2 strikes right off the top of the netting.
If I'm Burns here, I'm expecting that slider. It appears Sasso's got a changeup as well. That right-on-right changeup is a classic pitch to go to for right-handed pitchers. I'm surprised he hasn't gone to that as much. He seems to be living with that slider a little more.
Double plays in order, but maybe not with Burns running. We'll see if Price maybe gets a head start from first in the 2-strike count. He doesn't go, and Burns strikes out swinging. That's the 4th strikeout, or the 5th strikeout for Sasso, and it couldn't come in a bigger spot. There's now 2 outs in the 6th.
A big spot for Sasso right there to come up with the K. But he'll roll up Blanchett. He's got 2 of them on the day already. But he's also got a base knock. And 1 right here will bring in a run.
Blanchett's got at least 1 hit in every game he's started since coming back from injury. That hit back in the 2nd was an RBI knock that brought in TJ Adams with 2 outs. Could do the same thing here. Runners at first and third. The pitch, and Blanchett rips a liner down the third base line. Watch out. No balls and 1 strike.
Coach Tolley with the reflexes.
Almost a decapitation here at Sinsheimer Stadium, as that was a rocket off the bat of Blanchett right over the third base coach's box. But for Sasso, it's just a long strike.
Blanchett, a guy who likes to go the other way. We saw a single go that way in the 2nd inning.
O'Hara's at third, Price is at first. An 0-1 count with 2 outs in the 6th. The pitch, and Blanchett takes the breaking ball. Same pitch he struck out on in his last at-bat. No balls and 2 strikes. Speed at both legs of the base paths for the Blues. O'Hara at third and Price at first. Time is called just in front of the 0-2 pitch, and Sasso still lobs it home. Still no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that's what you do if you're a hitter. This is your box, you're at bat. If you're sitting there too long, you get antsy. Throw up the hand. Get out of there.
Well, yesterday, Jacob Ruley took his time getting back in the box before the 2-strike pitch in the 9th inning, and that's where the chirping started, where the catcher used some words we can't repeat and just said, get back in the box before Ruley struck out.
It's the game within the game.
0-2, and Blanchett goes down swinging. It's his 3rd strikeout, while the Blues add 1 more. It's 4-0 as we head to the 7th on the SLO Blues streaming network. Top of the 7th here from Sinsheimer Stadium. Jackson Giacone, Luke Reese, Griffin Myers due up for the Crabs as they trail the Blues by a score of 4-0. Here's Moreno's 0-0. And Giacone fouls it off. No balls and 1 strike. The Blues pitching has been fantastic so far today. They've gone 6 scoreless, allowed just the 1 hit, 1 walk, only 2 base runners for the Crabs. 0-1. And Giacone takes strike 2 on a beautiful fastball. No balls and 2 strikes.
Looking for double-digit Ks today. Moreno 1 strike away from that.
Is it the 10th bottle of hot sauce? Yeah. No, just foul. Almost got me as I just barely saw that ball foul. The count's still no balls and 2 strikes. He got the chase, and Giacone just barely got it with the end of the bat.
It's a great pitch. If you can replicate that, it's going to work.
0-2. Giacone fouls it off again. That was the indoor changeup, and it was wicked. Yeah. I don't know how Giacone caught a piece of that.
Yeah. Luckily for him, he got a piece of that and stays in the at-bat. He's got 2 barely foul tips in the last 2 pitches. Staying alive.
Giacone has struck out both times he's come to the plate. Once in the 1st, once in the 4th. Here he is to lead off the 7th. Pitch from Moreno on the way. He struck him out. 10 Ks for the Blues. It is the 10th bottle of hot sauce, and there's 1 out here in the 7th.
There's that changeup working for him. The right on left changeup going away from the bat of Giacone. He goes after it. That's hot sauce.
This is the best we've seen A.J. Moreno so far this season. Came in with the ERA at 7.89, and he's done nothing but dominate and fill up the zone since coming in. As he deals another strike. Fastball in the outside corner to Luke Reese.
Firing on all cylinders for SLO so far today. The pitching and the hitting. It's been great.
It's like this team woke up with a vengeance this morning. They're all, watch out for their host families. I don't know, maybe a little bit of anger when they were making breakfast this morning.
That's a note out to the league. Don't mess with the Blues. Don't chirp at them.
0-2 is outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Maybe exactly what this team needed, though, was what the Crabs did last night after the game ended, chirping at Jacob Ruley. Benches cleared a little bit. Nothing happened, but it's carried over clearly today. 1-2 on the way. Inside and popped up foul. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right off the handle of Luke Reese.
Crabs hitters fighting off breaking balls late in the count in this inning. Saw Reese fist away that changeup.
Moreno offers up a 1-2, and it's grounded to short off the bat of Reese. O'Hara has it. His throw is in time to get his fellow shortstop, and there's 2 away.
There's that efficiency coming out for Moreno. Effortlessly recording outs.
And it just feels like, even though the Crabs do have that 1 hit by Soros back in the 3rd, I'm not even sure there's really been too many hard hit balls. Even the outs, like every single out that's been put in play has been softly hit.
And getting weak contact and getting strikeouts. It's good stuff.
0-0 is outside to Griffin Myers. You know how you were talking the other day about how sometimes as an outfielder you'll go a whole weekend without catching a fly ball? Yeah, I guess how many times the outfielders have touched the baseball today for the Blues?
0.
0 times. Maybe once on the hit, as there's a fastball in the outside corner. Not a single fly out to the outfield for Humboldt today. There have been the 10 strikeouts, and the 2 pop-outs have gone to first and to the pitcher Moreno. 1-1. Myers hits it off the glove of Moreno, ricochet to Price, who has to hurry, and it's off his bare hand. It's another hit for the Crabs. There's a runner aboard here with 2 outs. Could have been an amazing play, but Price just couldn't field it off the bare hand, and neither could Moreno on the behind-the-back spear. So Myers is aboard with 2 outs.
Good effort by A.J. Spinning around like a backhand between his legs, trying to field that ball. Both of the middle infielders converged on it. Neither could make a play. Now they got a 2-out base runner in Reese, or in Meyer.
Well, if Moreno didn't touch that, it might have been the second time an outfielder got to touch the ball. That ball was destined to head up the middle, maybe bounce off the second base bag into center. Here's Javier Felix, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Pitch to him, and Felix bounces it to short. This should end the inning. Underhand flip from O'Hara to Price, and it does. We're through 6.5, and the Blues still lead it by 4. We head to the bottom of the 7th. It is 4-0 Blues on the SLO Blues streaming network. From stunning San Luis Obispo, we're back on the SLO Blues streaming network. Cameron Sasso got the Crabs through 6, and now they head to the pen. It's the right-hander Trevor Allen from UC Davis.
Yeah, the right-hander, the Aggie with the closed front side and the herky-jerky delivery out of Los Gatos, California. Went to San Jose High School, went to San Jose State out of high school, transferred to Mission for a year, and now is going to head to, and now is at UC Davis. He'll come in for the Humboldt Crabs.
Blues up by 4, and they bring up 3, 4, 5 in the order. Theo Hardy, Justin Trimble, and Cam Constantine. Sasso was good through the 6 innings he pitched. We expected excellence with his gaudy numbers coming into the game, but gives up 4 on 7 hits. And now the Crabs turn to the pen to face Theo Hardy, the switch-hitting shortstop. Bats left-handed against the righty and fouls it out of play. No balls and 1 strike.
And Allen had a propensity to give up hits at Davis this past season, 15 and 14 innings pitched. Or excuse me, 17 and 14 innings pitched.
0-1 with that closed front side that you mentioned. He brings it home, and Hardy nubs it foul. No balls and 2 strikes. It's been an uncharacteristic day for Hardy. He's 0 for 3. How often do we feel we're saying that? It's not very many times. Came into today hitting .500, reigning CCL South hitter of the week, and he's behind in the count here 0-2. Still hasn't reached base in today's game. 0-2. And Hardy spoils it foul. A testament to the Blues offense. Hardy's been the guy that's been the big engine that gets the Blues going recently, and they've put up 4 runs on 7 hits without him reaching base.
And the other cast and crew coming through for the Blues. It's good not to rely on one guy.
As Hardy swings and misses, he's 0 for 4 with that strikeout. And Trevor Allen gets a K to start the 7th.
He gets fooled by the curveball right there in the dirt. Hardy went after it. Not seeing it very well today.
That's 3 straight strikeouts for the Blues, heading back to last inning as well. They've now struck out a total of 7 times in the game against Humboldt pitching. And the batter now, Justin Trimble, has not struck out today, but he's 1 for 3 with an RBI single, a line out, and a fly out. Oh, and Trimble unloads, lifts it to center. Not quite deep enough to get out of the yard, as McKernan doesn't have to move even a step. He leans a little bit back and makes the catch for the 2nd out.
Quickly, the Blues are at 2 outs here in the home half of the 7th.
They got dinner plans.
Yeah, tea time.
Tea time.
Those twilight rates, man.
Well, it's just past 5:55, so we're just nearing 6 p.m. here on the West Coast. There's not a single sign of the sun setting. We had the summer solstice a couple days ago, which means summer days getting to their longest points. As the batter now is Cam Constantine, but still a beautiful blue sky here at Sinsheimer Stadium, and the crowd is loving the weather and the Blues play.
You see Constantine taking the first pitch for a strike. It's what you do when you get 2 quick outs like that. Oftentimes you'll see the coach put up the index finger, meaning take 1 pitch, because you don't want to make it too easy for Trevor Allen. If you take a cut at one, it ends up being a grounder and ends up being another pop out.
Cam Constantine had a hit in the first. He's got a hit in each of his first 2 games for the Blues. Since then, he's grounded out to short and flown out to left. That fly out to left, though, a robbery home run. As here, he hits it to left again. This one's not as deep. Brown comes in, and it drops for a base hit. Constantine thought about turning to second, but he stops at first with a 2-out single. The story for Constantine is if you're going to hit it to left, don't try and hit it over the wall. Just hit it barely over the third baseman.
Yeah, and that's one of those balls that if you even tried, you couldn't hit it. This one's a tweener play for Brown. I didn't know if he should have dove or if he should slide or if he should catch it on his feet. That's a hard ball to play in left field. And luckily for Constantine, it lands for a base hit.
2 hits for the Texas DH. Here's Matt Spear, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. First pitch to the catcher, and Spear takes on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. So Constantine, a sandwich of hits. 1 in the first, now 1 in the 7th.
A sandwich of hits.
The meat in the middle, the ground out, and the fly out. Bread and meat.
Is that our next food review?
A hit sandwich?
Yeah, hit sandwich.
We'll take it. The Blues now have 8 hits on the day, and they lead it 4-0. So I think if we're sitting up here, we'd rather be calling 8 hits for the Blues and not 2, like the Crabs have. but you won't see me eating a crab sandwich. As taking off for second is Constantine. The throw from the knees of Soros is not in time. He's halfway back to the Crabs' dugout as he finally realizes that Constantine steals second.
You wouldn't have lasted long in Maryland then.
Oh, I would assume I wouldn't.
It's the delicacy.
Strike called as well. So 1 ball, 2 strike count as Constantine puts himself in scoring position. I just don't eat seafood. I don't like it.
Seafood and runny eggs, right?
Yep.
That was day one, breakfast.
Not a fan. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Matt Spear. Trevor Allen looks back to second, now brings it home and misses way outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Everyone's got those foods that they just won't eat.
Is it a texture thing or a taste thing?
Oh, the runny eggs thing is a texture thing.
Sure.
The seafood thing is a taste thing. And mushrooms are both.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah. 2-2. Spear fouls it off. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I think what you're missing is Old Bay on the crabs. That's the secret ingredient.
That's just I can't even get past the smell. Sometimes even the beach is a little too much for me.
Shouldn't go to Morro Bay then.
Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cam Constantine's at second. The pitch, and Spear takes inside in the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count. Look, everyone tries to tell me that, you'll grow up and you'll change your mind, and I'll say it on the broadcast so that everyone hears it now. I don't think so.
At least you weren't stubborn.
Oh, certainly not.
I follow you on the mushroom thing, though.
Don't talk to my parents about that one. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Constantine with a lead off second. He won't run. There's no runner behind him. As Trevor Allen delivers, and Spear takes low. So a walk puts Spear on with 2 outs, and there's first and second with 2 away.
Good at bat by Spear. Fighting pitches off. Pays off for him. Rewarded a free one at first base. TJ Adams will roll up now. He's got a knock today himself, and also a walk.
A single and a walk for Adams. He's 2 for 3. He's also stolen 2 bases, which allowed the Blues to get on the board in the 6th. Here he comes up, a chance to add to his team-leading 8 runs batted in as he takes on the outside corner with the fastball. No balls and 1 strike. Blues have the bullpen working. It's the right-hander from USC, Josh Blum, as they've got 2 more innings to deal with defensively, and we'll see if he takes over for Moreno. Allen looks to second. Now brings it down Broadway. And Adams takes inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. It's Constantine at second. He singled and stole a bag, and Spear just walked. He's at first. Even count, 1 ball, 1 strike on the Arizona right fielder. The pitch, and Adams hits a little flare into the gap towards second base. It's past the second baseman Reese, and it bounces off the right fielder Crane. In to score is Constantine. It's 5-0 Blues.
Crane doesn't even stick out his glove for this one. It's another bloop for SLO. This one producing a run out of TJ Adams. Gets it off the end of the bat. Nestles into right once again. They tack on another one.
When the hits are falling, they're just falling. And this is the luck and the, I don't even know what you would call it, the pendulum swing, as you would name it, that the Blues just haven't had in a while. Or they've, on their longest losing streak of the season, they've lost 3 in a row. But here today, it's a different story. That's the 8th hit for the Blues, and they are up 5-0. Here's Kate O'Hara, a chance to add on.
Yeah, that's been the story of them so far this season as well, is coming up clutch with runners in scoring position, and they do it right here. That's going to be the key of their season going forward.
As Adams takes off to second, throw down from Soros, and that's the 3rd stolen base for Adams today. 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs. A lot of fast feet seat cushions being handed out today, courtesy of TJ Adams.
It's always a good thing to have a thief on first base. Could steal second at any moment.
Pitch was a called strike 1, so 0-1 the count on O'Hara, who's still looking for his first Blues hit. He fights that one off his hands, 0-2. O'Hara has walked twice today. He scored a run in his debut. Today he's 0 for 1. The 1 ball he's put in play was a ground out to third. 2 runners on for the Blues. Spear at third, Adams at second. 0-2. And O'Hara lines it down the third base line, and it falls foul. Just about mid-left field. It falls about a yard foul of the line. Still no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I thought this is one I thought was going to drop, and it was going to lead into my point talking about how we mentioned earlier in the season walks leading to slugging. I thought he was going to slug right there for some extra bases, maybe a double. But it lands foul. And to reiterate on that point about the walks leading to slugging, walks meaning you're taking balls, swinging at strikes. You're getting pitches in your zone more often than not. You can take a look at 2019 Juan Soto. He gets a lot of calls. He walks a lot and slugs.
Kate O'Hara trying to be like the MLB All-Star Home Run Derby champ. He takes outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I would say this year he gets hosed on calls. It's very strange.
Interesting. Maybe it's the shuffle he does that annoys every pitcher and maybe every umpire in the league. I only say that now, though, because he's a Padre.
I love it. I loved it when he was a Nat, though.
1 ball, 2 strikes on O'Hara. Pitch to the shortstop, and O'Hara hits a flare over the second baseman, but Crane playing shallower and right. He almost runs into his own second baseman, but he makes the out for the final out here in the 7th. We're through 7 full. It's 5-0 Blues on the SLO Blues streaming network. It's the top of the 8th here at Sinsheimer Stadium, and the Blues bring in a new arm. It's Josh Blum, the right-hander from USC, 6', 195-pounder. Had a 3.34 ERA for the Trojans this past year, and he deals in a fastball for a strike to Andrew Crane. 0-1 the count. Blues lead it by 5 here at Sinsheimer Stadium, as they just continue to add on offensively, and the pitching has been excellent. Blum, the third arm. It was Baum, then Moreno, now Josh Blum, and he's ahead of Crane. No balls and 2 strikes. Andrew Crane, the right fielder from Chico State, has struck out twice. Once looking, once swinging, and he's behind. No balls and 2 strikes. Blum facing his first batter here in the 8th. Kicks and deals. And Crane's down on strikes. The first strikeout out of the pen for Josh Blum's the first out here in the 8th. And Crane is 0 for 3 with 3 Ks. It's just been that day for the Crabs. 3-pitch strikeouts, just some ugly swings, and they have just not found anything against Blues pitching. We were talking last inning that not a single ball has reached the outfield for the Crabs, as that's how good Blues pitching has been. Here's Luke Brown, the left fielder from Cal State East Bay, who's been one of the 2 base runners with a walk in his last at-bat. That was back in the 6th. So Blues pitching continues to dominate. There's 1 out here in the 8th inning, as Brown, who was hitting 118 coming into this game, and that number is even lower after this outing so far, is ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Josh Blum has thrown 5 innings so far for the Blues. He's given up 4 earned runs, all of those, though, on 1 swing. It was his first outing against the Conejo Oaks. In the first inning, he gave up a grand slam. As this one's popped up, left side of the infield, Theo Hardy, the third baseman's camped under it, and he makes the catch for the second out. But that first outing didn't go all too well for Blum. Gave up a grand slam that eventually was the deciding factor in the game. Since then, though, he's really pitched well for San Luis Obispo. Up to 5 innings now on the summer. Just those 4 earned runs, and he's struck out 4. Right now, though, an ERA 7.2, and he's working to lower that here in his 3rd outing for the Blues. With 2 outs, and the batter's Kavanasaurus, who had a single back in the 3rd. That's just one of 2 hits for the Crabs, and he takes a little inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Blues trying to snap their longest losing streak of the summer so far and grab a win here in Game 2 versus the Crabs. The 1-0. Soros takes outside. That's the big breaking ball from Josh Blum. You'll see those with a fastball that's in the 90s. He's really got good stuff, and he's one of the reasons that he was able to strike out so many hitters this past year at USC. Most Ks of any reliever. 2-0. And Soros taps it foul. 2 balls and 1 strike. 40 Ks and 32 1/3 innings for Blum this year, and he was used 30 times out of the pen for Andy Stankiewicz and the Trojans. So 2-1 now the count on the catcher from Nevada. Trying to reach here with 2 outs in the 8th. Pitch is chopped right back where it came from. Over the bag at second. O'Hara has it. He throws across his body, and he gets him at first. A 1-2-3 inning for Blum out of the pen. And the Humboldt Crabs go quietly in the 8th. As we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, it's 5-0 SLO. Due up for the Blues here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Darius Price, Nin Burns the second, Giovanni Blanchette. As the Blues lead it by a score of 5-0. It's just been a game for the Blues that they'd love to have happen every single time. They've just been dominant from first pitch as Darius Price rips a liner into left and has his third base hit. Price is 3 for 4 with a home run, and he's aboard here to start the 8th. Trevor Allen, the right-hander from UC Davis, is still on the mound for Humboldt, and he was welcomed not so gracefully by Darius Price to start the 8th inning. Just a laser to left as Price is seeing the ball huge from the 9-hole spot. So with a runner at first, here's Nin Burns, the leadoff man, still looking for his first hit since the first inning where he doubled and scored a run. That's back to the backstop, and Price takes second easily. Burns is 1 for 4. That double in the first. Since then, a fielder's choice, a pop-out, and a strikeout for the leadoff man from Cal Poly Pomona. Now a chance with a runner in scoring position and nobody out. The runner at second, Price, is his teammate from Cal Poly Pomona. 2 Broncos, the lone 2 on this Blues roster. 1 at the plate, 1 in scoring position at second base. 1-0. And Burns takes outside. 2 balls and no strikes. And Burns, all CCAA honorable mention this past year for the Broncos. .317 average, 5 home runs, 28 runs batted in. Perfect 20-20 on stolen bases as well. 2-0 from Allen. Burns takes a strike on the outside. A generous call on the frame by Soros, and Burns takes a little walk. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Last chance for the Blues to add some insurance before they most likely send Josh Blum back out for the 9th inning. 2-1. And Burns squares to bunt and taps it foul. But the Blues are 3 outs away defensively, at least, from forcing a rubber match in tomorrow's game. They lost game 1 yesterday by a score of 6-5, and they wanted revenge today, and that's what they've gotten so far. 10 hits for San Luis Obispo, 5 runs. Just 2 hits all day for the Crabs, and they've got no runs. 2-2 the count on Nin Burns. Allen works with Price at second, comes home. And Burns takes it outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. On deck is Giovanni Blanchette, who has an RBI single today but has struck out 3 times as well. Long hold, 3-2 from the stretch. And Burns pokes it to second. It comes up a little bit on Reese. He has to sling it across to first, and it's in time to get the speedy Burns 1 away as Price moves up to third. A weird hop off the lip of the grass, and Reese had to play it more towards the midsection of his body and was able to get Burns. And now, with 1 out and a runner at third, the Crabs are going to bring the infield in with Giovanni Blanchette coming up. Blanchette had the RBI single in the second, strikeout in the first, swinging, strikeout in the fourth, looking, and a strikeout his last time up, swinging in the 6th. 1 for 4 is the St. Mary's freshman. He swings and misses at this big fastball, no balls and 1 strike. Talked earlier that Blanchette is entering the transfer portal. He said he's still trying to find opportunities to play at the D1 level after redshirting this past year at St. Mary's. 0-1. As Blanchette taps it foul, no balls and 2 strikes. He wants to stay in California. He's got some schools in mind, but he's just really trying to figure out the process as he was blindsided. Coach at St. Mary's left, and now a new coach coming in. He's got to find a new spot. 0-2. He takes high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Price is at third. He led off the inning with a single, advanced on a pass ball, and then moved up on the Burns fielder's choice, which was the first out of the inning. Allen from the stretch, glove held at the belt. Here's 1-2. And Blanchette chases out of the zone. 4 strikeouts for Giovanni Blanchette, and Allen gets out number 2. So the silver lining for Blanchette is he did come up with that RBI single back in the second, but he's probably shaking his head a little bit as he walks back to the dugout. 4 Ks in a game is always a tough pill to swallow. And that's the 8th strikeout for Crabs pitching in general. So Blanchette's been half of the numbers so far. Theo Hardy takes a fastball in the outside corner. Hardy, a guy that wants to join the party. He is the only person that has not reached base in this Blues lineup. And he's the last guy you'd expect that from. He's 0 for 4 after coming into this game hitting .500. 0-1. He checks his swing and a pitch in the zone. No balls and 2 strikes. So Hardy takes a walk with himself. And now, with Allen getting ahead, no balls and 2 strikes, Hardy's going to choke up, try and put something in play. Allen deals. And Hardy pokes a liner right to the shortstop, Harada. Shortstop on shortstop crime as Hardy is retired. He's 0 for 5, but the Blues have a 5-run lead. We head to the 9th. 5 will have to be enough here on the SLO Blues streaming network. Well, here we go. It's the top of the 9th, and out on the mound for the Blues, it's the de facto closer, Matthew Gonzalez, who's thrown 12 innings so far for the Blues this summer, 5 earned runs, 13 strikeouts, and he leads the team in saves. Really, he's the only guy that the Blues have gone to in these scenarios, especially in non-conference play. He was super tough, and he's got a chance to close this one out with a 5-run lead in the 9th inning. 9-1-2 due up for the Crabs as Mason Harada spoils that one foul. No balls and 1 strike. The Blues have put up 5 runs on offense on 10 hits, and they've limited the Crabs entering here in the 9th inning to just 2 hits, no runs scored. As Gonzalez steals the 0-1, and Harada bounces it. Moving over is the first baseman Trimble. He falls from his backside, throws out to Gonzalez covering, and the throw is not in time. Immediately out of the dugout comes Steve Tolley to argue the call. And the crowd doesn't like it because it looked like Gonzalez got over to cover, and I'm not sure whether he tapped first base with his foot or not, but the Blues want to argue the call to start the 9th inning. Steve Tolley out to discuss, wants to see if the umpires will maybe look at this from a second angle. There's no replay review, but 3 umpires, one of them might have had a better view at that play, and in fact they will convene to figure this one out. Justin Trimble fell over a little bit while fielding it and completely threw it, sitting down on the grass. And it looked like he got it in there to Gonzalez, but the call on the field is safe. Blues trying to snap their longest losing streak of the summer. It's at 3 games, and they're ahead 5-0 here. If the call stands, it would be the 3rd hit for the Crabs. So the conference still ongoing as Gonzalez waits for the call on the mound. He's staring, he's well invested, and the call stays safe. So Harada leads off with the single as Trimble falls over trying to field it, and that's exactly what the Crabs need. It's a leadoff base runner here in the 9th, trailing by 5. You'd imagine that the call is because Gonzalez just might have not had his foot on the bag when he had the ball, but it looked like he beat Harada to the bag. That must be the only explanation. But either way, still a 5-run lead for the Blues. Gonzalez got the weak contact. He'll try and do the same here with Mike McKernan, the leadoff hitter, coming up, who's 0 for 3 with a pop out and 2 groundouts. And he takes inside with the fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Gonzalez has 1 save in league play, had 4 in preseason play in non-league. He's been the 9th inning option for the Blues. So he deals here and hits the inside corner with that fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gonzalez, 5'9", 175-pound redshirt junior from UC Colorado Springs. Didn't pitch there this past year after transferring from Allen Hancock College last offseason. 1-1. McKernan swings at the breaking ball and loops it into right field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Diving is Adams, and it falls and rolls towards the wall. Nin Burns picks it up in deep center. His throw goes into the shortstop O'Hara. Relay throw to home. It's in time and on line. What a throw from Kate O'Hara to gun down a runner at the plate. And the Crabs are instantly out of the dugout to argue this call. A perfect relay for the Blues. Keeps a run off the board. That's the first out here in the inning, if it stands. We've been talking about it all game. Kate O'Hara's got a cannon, and he knew exactly where to go with that relay throw. And after Dean Traynor was tossed at the lineup card exchange, you might see Robin Guyver thrown out here. He walks back to the dugout. He was mad after that call at home. But the throw from O'Hara guns down Mason Harada. And just like that, there's one out the hard way for the Blues. McKernan gets credit for a double after Adams had to dive for that one in the right center field gap. But no RBI as Kate O'Hara keeps the run from scoring. Here's Jackson Giacone, who's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Not sure why the Crabs would send the runner from third there. It's an aggressive call in a 5-run game. As Giacone takes inside on the corner. No balls and 1 strike. If you don't send the runner, it's second and third with nobody out. And the Blues, who have lost 3 straight, would be in trouble in the 9th. Maybe a little too greedy. A 1 and Giacone swings and misses. No balls and 2 strikes. But the highlight there is the arm of Kate O'Hara. He's just got an absolute laser at shortstop. Gonzalez readies up, 0-2 the count on the DH. He deals. Giacone grounds it right back to him. Gonzalez could have gone to second for the out there, but instead goes to first as McKernan retreats back to the bag. 2 outs here in the 9th inning. So after the 2 hits and the throw to home, Giacone grounds out. That's his first time not striking out today. He's 0 for 4, though. And Luke Reese is the last hope for Humboldt. A strikeout, 2 groundouts to short in his day today. Oh well. Reese takes a breaking ball on the outside corner, called strike 1. So now 4 hits for the Crabs in this game. Doesn't roll off the tongue quite as well as a 2-hitter did coming into the 9th. But a chance for a shutout. Gonzalez looks to second, now brings it home. Reese takes strike 2 call. The beautiful breaking ball, and the Blues are a strike away. Crowd rises to their feet, and they shake the cowbells here at Sinsheimer. Blues are a strike away from finishing this one out and winning game 2. Gonzalez comes home. Reese grounds it past the third base bag, foul. Chased Hardy to the line. Count still no balls and 2 strikes. The runner at second is McKernan. He doubled. Luke Reese, the batter, came into today hitting .448 with 10 runs batted in. Today he's 0 for 3. Crabs have to send someone from the bench down the line to collect that ball in deep left. And now Reese able to step back into the box, an 0-2 count against Gonzalez. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, the runner at second. Here in the 9th. Gonzalez delivers. Reese lines it into center, and in comes Burns. It falls for a base hit. Reese gets the stop sign at third as Burns unloads a rocket to home. First and third with 2 outs on the single from Luke Reese. That time it's the right call at third base to stop Reese at third. And if you just think, if Humboldt didn't send Mason Harada to try and score, the Crabs might have a real chance to put the pressure on the Blues. They still do, though. 2 runners on, 2 outs. And the batter now is Griffin Myers, who's been the best hitter this season for the Crabs. Runner takes off for second. The pitch is outside, and no throw down from Spear. 1 ball and no strikes as Luke Reese moves up to second base. McKernan's at third. And now Reese at second for Myers, who's 1 for 3 with a single his last time up. 1-0. Myers chops it to second. This could be the end of the game. Price comes up with it, throws to first. It's the third shutout for the Blues in 2023, and their first in nearly a month. A 5-0 final as the Blues take down the Crabs in Game 2 to force a rubber match tomorrow. Pitching was the story. 5 hits for the Crabs, no runs scored, and only 1 walk allowed by Blues pitching. The Blues get it done on offense, 10 hits, 5 runs, and it's a 5-0 victory for San Luis Obispo, who now have a chance to win the series tomorrow at 2. We'll be back in a bit. We hope to have a player interview with starter Ryan Baum. Until then, it's a 5-0 final for the Blues here at Sinsheimer Stadium. back on the SLO Blues streaming network, and I'm joined by today's starting pitcher, Ryan Baum, the right-hander from Cal Poly SLO. Ryan, you come in 2023 debut to get this reeling team a win. What was your mindset stepping on the hill for the first time in 2023?
I just went out there, tried to make pitches. It was just fun to be back from last year, and I just wanted to have fun today and see how my stuff was playing, and it was working well. So it was fun to be out there again.
Well, it looked like the staff had a lot of fun. Third shutout for the team so far this season. What do you think went into today's performance as a pitching staff as a whole?
I think we tried attacking guys more. Just wanted to get ahead, and all our guys really executed with good stuff. I think just execution and not being afraid of attacking the zone.
No, it felt like things maybe got a little chippy at the end of yesterday's game. Did that play at all into your guys' mindset coming into today and just kind of trying to get some, not revenge, but trying to play up to the moment here in Game 2?
Yeah, I think our guys definitely came out ready to play today. We wanted to get a win, and everyone was locked in throughout, and the guys that were on the field really took advantage of the moment and just executed.
You have some of the experience of being a second-year Blue, and I'm curious just from what you enjoyed your first time that made you want to come back and be a Blue for a second time.
Yeah, being from Cal Poly, just loving the area and the great fans that always come out and support the Blues. It's a good time here always, and what else could you want? Playing with the Blues, perfect weather, perfect crowd. I loved it.
Oh, now you got an early night to go home. Just past 6:30, the Blues grab a 5-0 win here in Game 2 and force a rubber match tomorrow against the Humboldt Crabs. For Nate Mills, thank you, Ryan Baum, for joining me on the post-game show. The Blues grab a 5-0 win. We'll see you tomorrow, 2 p.m. first pitch.